Hey Cancer, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing your August Tarot and Oracle reading for 2024. If you've never been here before, I really appreciate you coming by. We're going to be only taking the cards that fly out for you. We have a conversation with a deck, and we're going to start with Oracle. I love to pray for you guys, send you my good juju. It's part of my spiritual practice. So if you'd like for me to do that, say hi in the comments section, even an emoji, that works too. Something that I can focus my energy on. And I encourage y'all to join in too. It's been really cool to see like all of you guys kind of chiming in on each other's comments and just encouraging each other. And it's a great way to rebel right now, energetically, against just kind of the dark crap out there, you know, rebel by loving everybody up. All right, if you'd like to hit the like button on your way in, that'd be really helpful. A great way to support the channel. And I can tell you right now that this is going to be an extended reading. So if you'd like to follow me over for that at the end of this video, you're certainly welcome to hit the link in the description box below. It's about the price of a cup of coffee. You guys, I've started your reading 2 other times today. And there's been funny little interruptions. And I'm glad about it. And this is why. Your reading over and over again has been really dynamic and something's going on. And it's given me an opportunity to really get a bigger window into that each time. And that's what it is. It's big. So let's start with your oracle here. We've got positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going! Exclamation point. And then we have, you are being gifted with blessings of happiness and peace. Dang. The theme that your readings have had is, even if it scares you, even though it may scare you, keep going. Let's just see what pops out for you. What do my Cancers need to know for August 2024? Please make it clear. If they fly out in reverse, we respect the way that the cards lie on this channel. But we make sure that they start upright. All right, so Cancers, what do my Cancers need to know for August 2024? Please make it clear. What do my Cancers need to know for August 2024? We have 4 of Cups. Okay. We're going to get a general feel for the energy, and then we're going to unpack the cards from there. All of you guys are going through different things, but if I can do a good job as your interpreter, then it's going to give you and be general enough, but specific enough. Then I'm hoping that I can lend some insight. Now, that being said, don't try to make it fit if it does not fit. You know, this is all meant to empower you. It's like a vehicle we all jump on together, and we get to explore your psyche. And the idea is that it's going to help you navigate by asking the right questions, exploring the right places. We have, in your reading, there's been bittersweetness, and there's been this triumphant feeling. We have a sense of like, against all odds, you pop through, you shine through. We have the 4 of Cups. This is a sense of apathy, a sense of not being quite, not being too enthusiastic about what's going on. And this is the second time you've gotten the 6 of Cups upside down. Now, this is specifically because there might be some triggers, some things that you are being, you know what it makes me think about? Because you got the Chariot card earlier, along with the 6 of Cups in reverse. And it makes me think of, speaking of being on a vehicle, it makes me think of like, let's say being on a train ride and you're going through all these lands. And all you're doing is you're sitting there and you know that you're going somewhere. And you're fully engaged with your destination. You're determined to get there. But on the way there, you encounter all these different places, things that remind you of old neighborhoods you lived in, and maybe that house reminds you of your grandparents' house, and boy, you miss your grandma. And you know, so there's like these bittersweet memories. There's something tough about moving forward right now, but you're moving forward all the same. And the Sun card in reverse, please make it clear with that. There was deception that just really threw you off. And it's something that feels kind of in the recent past for a lot of you guys. And that it has it's a big variable in the bittersweet quality of your reading. Against all odds, you are coming through. Coming through the other side. Some of the details around this, feeling a deception, you don't have all of the details, and sometimes you may find yourself wondering what if, and was that actually happening, and did that happen because of that? But there is this beautiful, this powerful energy of faith that's popping through your reading with the star card. And this is, keep up the hope. You are actually rounding the corner to hope and to recovery. And even though you can get off track on some days may be harder than others, with a feeling of not having all the information or not having all the communication you could have used, that faith comes back for you to help guide you back on the path and kind of enlighten you forward. And right in the center of your reading, you have your energy, the King of Cups right here. So just like in your previous reading, I'm going to say the same thing. Be in your feels, feel the things, let them rattle through you like a train, Let's use that analogy again. So thoughts and feelings, they're not necessarily always there to stick. So just let them kind of rattle on through. And the King of Cups is very powerful, and in the sense that they are emotionally mature. And the alchemy with the King of Cups is that they can take something, whether it be pain or joy, and then they can turn it into kind of a gift for others. Okay, so you can't do that without feeling the feels, and that is the broad courage that the King of Cups has, and that's the broad courage that you have. Because when anything's challenging, especially with triggers or in our past, we do have this self-preservation reflex to shut down. But when we shut down and we close up, we also close the windows and doors to beautiful things, to the next step of life, to opportunities, to people coming in that could make us very happy, and vice versa. So I think that, and it takes great courage to be open and willing to feel the things, and then be open and willing to grow. And so that takes us to the Ace of Wands, and this is growth. This is an opportunity in particular that is going to ask you to step up for it. Now, whether you do that or not is up to you. But the interesting thing about the Ace of Wands is if you don't grab onto this opportunity at the time that it shows itself to you, it will go away. And so I think you're going to recognize it when it pops up. The aces represent the doing of life. So they're action, fiery. It's opportunities like projects. This has been a long time in coming. It feels like, man, this could have come a couple years ago, but there's a reason that and it might not be tomorrow, and it might not be the next day that it's going to arrive. But I think that there is a certain amount of growth, expansion, that could be even expanding on one's skill set or know-how somehow, that was been required for it. And possibly even, one sec. What's this Eight of Cups? Possibly even rethinking your relationship to this opportunity. I feel that a lot of you guys, when it does arrive, you won't have the same enthusiasm or the same perspective that you had at one point for it. And that's a gift for some reason. Your reading is dynamic, epic, crazy. And that's the second time you've gotten the Knight of Swords. I think it's really important that your relationship to whatever opportunity this is really interesting, because I think that at one point you have the contradicting energies of acting impulsively with it, not thinking about it, whether it's in alignment of who you are now versus who you were. And then there is the other contradiction of And I think that I'll pick up where I left off, but I think that that's because it took so long to get to you. So you can feel the double edge there. You could go totally impulsive, and just because you waited for it and because it took a while to get to you, whether it was a job or a project or something, or even a relationship for some of you guys, but it doesn't have big love vibes coming through. You just want to act on it impulsively. And that could be something regrettable because it's out of alignment with like checking in with oneself. The other side of it is you do have the opportunity to learn a little bit more, to get in alignment before you take this leap. And there's a reason I mentioned, I think, the phenomenon of the Ace of Wands energy is that it does go away if you don't jump on it. Be aware of the compulsion or the impulse to jump and react before you think. That's what I'll say about that. And now I got to move on. The Seven of Cups. All that glitters is not gold. Practice discernment. And you may have an energy in your life with the King of Swords, either that you're embracing or somebody else is. And this is very air-like energy. It's great to have on your side when you do need to be discerning, because it's very little, they spend very little time in their imagination. So here you have lots of possibilities coming through. And from a distance, these possibilities all look great. When you get a little closer, there are serpents in some of those cups, whereas there are jewels in others. This is who you want on your side when that happens, because they are strategists, they're analysts, they are lawyers sometimes, they are information-based people, and they are experienced. This is an experienced individual because they are a king. So whether it's you embracing that energy and you are just being your own best friend, being discerning through this, or it's somebody else, it's a good thing to embrace. Anything else on that? Queen of Swords. Yeah, Queen and King of Swords. So these people, whether it's two people or it's you collaborating with another energy and you are kind of adopting that energy, you're watching and paying attention and being like, okay, all right, maybe I'll defer to you. All right, you're going to be helpful here, because they're void of emotion. They can look at something just for what it is. And in this case, that's exactly, I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but that's exactly what you want when you get Seven of Cups. All that glitters is not gold. Strip it away for what it is. Seven of Pentacles. Chariot card. Despite all odds, moving forward, Chariot card ruled by Cancer. You may be hearing something that makes you reflect on the work you put in into a relationship. Queen of Pentacles comes out and she represents something stable, somebody either an earth sign or just like a type of nurturing energy you may have felt disappointment with, but you're still moving forward despite it. On the outside, you could be quite quiet. You could be in your hermit mode, because this is going into alignment. This is very good, my friends. And feeling the feels. And none of them need to build a house in you. None of them need to stay for very long, but be real with yourself and feel the feels. And apparently you have some trusted alliances here that can look at the information. These are counselors or lawyers, or, they got your back here. And then you can be your Cancerian self. Don't deny who you are. You have something really beautiful coming through, and that's the Six of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. There's a relief here. It could be an apology coming through, good news. An apology that allows you to move on with the Death card. And whether this apology is directly from the Queen of Wands, or it's information that almost gives you a sense of closure, it's going to feel like a gift. All right, at this point, I'm going to stop and I'm going to invite you over to the extended. We could keep on going and going, but what I would like to ask from Tarot and Oracle next in the extended is really for advice. And I know that it'll further unpack this picture. This is a really big picture and I hope that it's been helpful. So if this is where I leave you, thank you for being here and I'll see you soon for your bonus readings. Take good care.